Here are the Songahm 1 basics for tiny tigers. The first one we're going to learn is called a high block. A high block is going to be starting in this position. We always have what we call a chamber. That's where we begin from. So this hand's tucked in at our ribs. This hand is up above our eyebrows. And when those hands switch, that's the actual block. Not just holding our hand up there, but moving our hand up there. Okay? So this position that it's going to be in, we want it to have a little bit of space away from our head. If it's resting on our forehead and we get hit on that arm, it's not really going to do a lot to protect our head. We're just, instead of the bad guy hitting our head, we're going to hit our own self in the head. You can try resting it on your forehead and hitting your arm, and you can kind of feel that it bonks you when you do that. Okay? The other thing is we want to make sure that it's up high. Okay? So I always say we want to be able to see out from underneath it, okay? And it's got to be above our eyebrows. If we're looking out at somebody, we shouldn't be able to see anybody over the top of our arm here. We should have to look underneath our arm to see them, okay? So we want to have our elbow bent and our hand across. If our elbow is bent but our hand is out here, you can see that that's not really protecting my head right now. It's over on the side of me, actually, okay? So from here to here. And when we switch our hands, they're going to pass by each other like this, okay? They're going to pass by each other just like that. This is if we're blocking something that's coming straight at our face like a punch, okay? We're coming up underneath it, and we're knocking it up away from our face, all right? So this one is called a high block. Next, we're going to work on a low block. So just like the high block went up high, the next one, the low block, is going to go down low. So it's going to start crossed over here, and the other hand is pointed down like a punch. A low block is going to come down and out to the side, just like that. So it's going to come a little forward and a little bit out. Things to know about this one, a lot of times I see a low block. Go ahead and get in the front stance. I see a low block and it'll go out here. So if I turn, you see where that's not actually going down to the lower part of my body anymore. It's kind of like in this middle section. And it's not really going to do a whole lot for me a lot of times. It's just too far away. So also, we have a much higher chance that we're going to miss if we block way out here away from our body. We actually want to let if we're blocking a kick away from us, we want to actually let that kick come close enough that we can put our block where it's really strong, which is going to be, show a side view of that, it's going to be pretty close to our leg, okay? We're looking at like about a fist in front and to the side of where our leg is. So it's a little bit on the side of us, not way over here. We shouldn't have to bend down. If we're doing that, then we should actually move our foot instead. If somebody's coming way down here to try to get us, we're not going to use a low block to stop that. Okay? So let's try it from the other side. This hand is going to be up across here. The other hand is pointed underneath. Low block comes down like this way. Cross, remember to use both hands. Low block. This one's always loaded just like it's about to punch, which is actually what it's going to do in your form. Okay? So that one's called your low block. Next move is a front stance. I already showed that while I was doing those moves, but let's talk about it a little bit. Our feet are going to start pointed straight ahead, a little bit wider than our shoulders. And then the thing that we want to really watch is that we keep them spread out to the side a little bit when we step forward. So you can see in between my legs, there's a space in here, okay? So also my toes are still pointed straight in the front. And the next thing is we want to bend our front leg just enough so when we look down, our foot has disappeared in the front. You can't see it anymore. Peek down there, okay? Back leg is locked out straight. And then the other thing we want to make sure we're doing is our belly button is pointed straight ahead, just like it's like a motorcycle headlight beaming in front of us, lighting up the road. So this is called a front stance. A lot of times what I see when people do a front stance is they take a step forward and see what happened there? You can kind of only see the front leg now because my stance is so skinny that they're actually kind of right in front of each other. And see how my body turns sideways? I can't really call that much of a front stance because I'm not pointed in the front any longer. So we want to make sure if what I think about is I'm stepping towards the corner over there as my foot's stepping out. And that helps me to have a nice wide stance. It's going to make me really strong. Makes me hard to push around, hard to push down. So this is our front stance. Okay. From here, we're going to practice a punch. So we have two actual ways that we can punch. We have a punch and a reverse punch. Okay. I'm going to show you a reverse punch first. So we're going to make a nice fist, curl our fingers in, put our thumb on the outside. Both hands are going to do that. That one's going to point out in the front. This one's going to tuck into our ribs, and they're just going to switch. Okay? That one's called a reverse punch because it comes from the side that's in the back. All right? So we're doing our focus position and reverse punches here. Now, if I was doing the focus with this hand and I punch with the front hand, that one's just a punch. We've got punch, reverse punch, punch, reverse punch. It goes with your feet, okay? Front side is a punch, back side is reverse punch. So if I switched my feet, which one would that be? That's a punch. This one is a reverse punch, okay? So that's what those two are. Now the last move we're gonna go through is our front kick. So we can do a front kick with either leg, front leg or back leg. I'm going to show you from the back leg. That's the one we do the most. We're going to have our hands up for balance and to defend ourselves if we need to. Our knee is going to come up, pointing straight in front of us. We're going to kick forward, bend our knee again, and then we can set it back down, right where we started. Okay? So knee points at our target. We kick it out. We bend it again without our knee kind of going anywhere. We don't drop it down. We want to avoid hopping around, okay? We want to have that nice steady knee the whole time. So it comes to here, kick out, bring it right back in again, and set it back down on the floor, and that's a front kick. Okay? We can also do it from the front leg. So we have to kind of change our balance to the back leg so we can get that one up off the floor. So now I'm pointing this knee in the front. I'm kicking it out, bending it again, and then setting it back down. So that one, if you're finding that number 2 front kick from the back leg is really easy, you can try the number 1 from the front leg. Those are our Tiny Tiger basics. I hope that helps with your practice at home. Have fun, keep training, and show me what you've been working on.